Massive ice sheets crackling, cities shrinking, homes disappearing. What do melting glaciers have to do with the future of our coastlines? Everything. Welcome to the front lines of climate change, where the frozen world meets rising seas. Glaciers are giant rivers of ice. They form over centuries of snow and compact and freeze. But today, they are melting at a speed Earth hasn't seen in thousands of years. Why? Because global temperatures have risen about 1.2 degrees Celsius since the 1800s. They might not sound like much, but for the ice, it's everything. The main culprit? Greenhouse gases. CO2 traps heat in our atmosphere, and that extra heat is melting glaciers from above and warming the oceans below. When glaciers melt, all of that water has to go somewhere, and it's going straight into our oceans. Since the year 1900, global sea levels have risen around 8 inches, but scientists say we could see around 1 to 3 feet by the year 2100, or more if emissions stay high. It's not just Antarctica and Greenland. Smaller glaciers everywhere, the Alps, the Andes, the Himalayas, all are contributing to this. Florida is one of the most at-risk places in the United States. Miami already floods on sunny days because of rising tides. Salt water is creeping into drinking water supplies, and some neighborhoods are facing billion-dollar damage risks. It's not just a future problem, it's happening now. If we don't change course, things could get way worse. By the year 2100, sea levels could rise over 6 feet in worst-case scenarios. That could displace hundreds of millions of people, drown entire island nations, and destroy coastal cities around the world. But it's not set in stone yet. It's easy to feel powerless when you hear about glaciers collapsing and oceans rising, but the truth is, we're not powerless. We still have time, and our choices today will decide how bad this gets. The number one solution? Cutting greenhouse gas emissions. That means switching from coal and oil to clean energy sources such as solar, wind, and hydro. Governments around the world signed the Paris Climate Agreement, which is to try and keep global warming below 2 degrees Celsius, and ideally closer to 1.5 degrees Celsius. That half a degree, that could mean the difference between coastal survival and ultimate collapse. We can also help in our daily lives by reducing energy use, recycling, using public transportation, or even just talking about it. Awareness spreads action. Even top professors across the US are finding creative ways to raise awareness, like having students track their own water usage and calculate their carbon footprint. It might seem small, but it gets people thinking, and that's where change starts. So what if we don't do anything? What if we just keep burning fossil fuels, pretending nothing's wrong? Scientists have already modeled the future, and it's not pretty. Sea levels could rise over 6 feet by the year 2100. Cities like Miami, New York, New Orleans could see permanent flooding. Island nations gone. Glacier melt would accelerate. Ecosystems would collapse. Millions of people would become climate refugees, forced to leave their homes because of the rising seas and extreme weather. And let's be real, this isn't a far-off future problem. Some of this is already happening, right now, today. Coastal communities are flooding more often, insurance companies are pulling out of Florida. It's not hypothetical anymore. It's economic, environmental, and personal. The worst-case scenarios aren't sci-fi anymore, they're science, and the result of inaction. Glaciers are shrinking, seas are rising, and we don't have unlimited time to act. But this doesn't mean that it's too late. If we push for clean energy, smarter policies, and real change, we can slow it down. We can adapt, and we can protect what matters most, our Earth. This is bigger than politics, bigger than borders. It's about survival, not just for us, but for the future generations who will live with the choices that we make today. The good news, we already have the tools, the science, the solutions, What we need now is the will. Because this isn't about saving ice, it's about saving coastlines, families, homes, and lives. The planet will be fine without us, but we won't be fine without it. So the next time you hear about melting glaciers or rising seas, don't tune it out, tune in. The future is melting, but it's still in our hands.